At this time, we're gonna ask, if there's nothing else to be said, we're gonna ask for the public comment. That's number 2 on the agenda. Have anyone that wants to give any public comment? Having no one, no one, I would entertain a motion that we go into executive session.
Okay. I'd like to second that.
We gotta have a motion first.
I made a motion.
Okay, and we got a second. All right, ready to vote?
Can I read it really quick for you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, executive session pursuant to North Carolina General Statute 143-318-11A5 to instruct the staff or agent concerning the negotiation of the price and terms, contract concerning the acquisition of real property.
Okay, thank you.
We have a motion and a second. Let's have a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right. We're in executive session. We need to let back in open session. And Miss Catherine, for the benefit of the lady in the back of the room, one of our citizens, if you'd let her know what's going on here as far as Mr. Bass.
Yes, we are voting, or the board is going to entertain a motion to extend the due diligence and closing date along with a due diligence fee of $50,000 is the consideration that the board is discussing at the moment.
Motion to the board.
May I ask Katie a question first?
Yes, ma'am.
There is a comment about the request being valid until 12 p.m. on Friday. No written response by 12:01. Is this all the...
That was our original request, and then
Right.
he came back with signing it and added that consideration. So technically, that was for our initial offer, for him just to respond by noon. So that's actually null and void now.
Okay.
Entertain a motion by the board.
I'd like to make a motion to appropriate the funds to pay the $50,000 due diligence fee on the purchase of the Lot 1 and Lot 2, which appear in an access road.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, I think that the correct motion would be to approve the amended contract as prepared by the attorney, which contains all the conditions necessary to comply.
Okay.
Correct me
Yes,
if I'm wrong.
you're correct, yes.
All right, well, I'll retract my motion and make this motion to approve the request to amend the contract and alternately intent to terminate with the due diligence fee of about $50,000.
I have a motion and I have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Discussion.
Oh, discussion.
Yeah.
Any discussion?
Yes,
Okay.
I'd like to discuss it. Excuse me. This, I'm happy that Mr. Bass is agreeing to extend the due diligence period, but I don't think that we should have to spend $50,000 more for that extended due diligence period, because the reason that we're in the position that we have to request an extension of due diligence is mainly because of the delay in Mr. Bass originally signing the contract. I took a look at some of the emails that we had and we received, and the preliminary contract was distributed to us on June 23rd. We received a note on July 12th informing us that the contract was presented to Mr. Bass. I have no idea what the actual day that Mr. Bass got the contract is, but that's the date we were told that he had it. On July 20th, at the July meeting of the Board of Commissioners, it was obvious to me and Commissioner Kwiatkowski that because of that delay, our due diligence period was being greatly compressed. And we had a discussion because there was a a proposed ordinance amendment to change the budget. And I raised the issue, it's on page 10 of the August minutes of the July meeting. I raised the issue with David on why there was, in this amendment where we were reapportioning money, there was no allocation for the inspection. David indicated that he had not gotten enough specificity to do that, and we had a discussion. And Pat and I both said that we should allocate the money now so that we would be ready to do an inspection as soon as the signed contract was prepared. And further discussion was held, and at the end of it, Commissioner Murdoch stated that he would wait until there is a signed contract before worrying about other funds. At that point, the motion to allocate the funds without putting in any funds for the inspection was approved 3-2. Still didn't have a contract, so we still didn't have an inspection. On August 2nd, we received another note that we hadn't had a signed contract yet. And finally, on August 7th, we received a signed contract. So we went from June 23rd to August 7th, at least from July 12th to August 7th. Mr. Bass held on to the contract without returning it to us. And so we never, according to the wishes of the board majority, we never had an opportunity to conduct an inspection until after receipt of that. So we compressed our due diligence time by almost a month. And I don't think that because of that compression, we should be allocating extra money to get what we could have accomplished if the contract was returned in a more timely fashion.
Any more discussion? Call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?
Nay.
Nay.
3-2. I think we can move now to adjourn. Any more business?
No,
Do I
sir.
have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.